Hey guys, welcome to another video. I just dropped this camera before starting to vlog. It was here and I was removing the bag. It was chaos. Anyway, so I'm traveling again today, and I thought rather than making conventional travel vlog where I sit in a car, get to the airport, get in the plane, or get off the plane, sit in a car, get to the place, I make a guide. I make a guide for you guys on telling you how to travel domestic in the United States. Well, in US, the airports are considered more as railway stations as compared to the hype of a plane. I just checked in at the airport. I already did a web check-in, but I wanted to show you guys, and that's why I checked in again. So you can do check-ins three ways. You can just go to the person and check in, or you can do a check-in online and then do a baggage drop, or you can come here, stand on the not on the counter but in the front of the machine, type in your I don't know, the PNR code, and they call it a record locator here. Type that in. It's like a 6 digits plus letter combination. You type down it and it'll give you your boarding passes. You can choose seats. If you want to check in baggages, you can do that. Now they are doing this in Mumbai as well, that if I want to check in my bag, which is heavier, which is not my carry-on, it's just conventionally the small bag, I'll also get a slip for the bag, which is basically the tracker for your bag. So I can stick it by myself rather than somebody else sticking it for me. So I get that, and I can pay right there. I can wrap that sticky thing onto my bag and do a baggage drop. I can do that as well. I basically like to do a web check-in because it's faster. You don't have to meet anybody. You don't have to go through the hassle of giving your ID and all of that. Now, here's what the boarding passes look like. It's a paper and not really like a legit boarding pass which you get in international flights, and this is totally decent. I like my phone better than these things. Alright, another thing which is a bit different than in the Indian airports, and which I hate about the Indian airports, is that people don't ask IDs here. People don't ask for IDs except for the security check, which I'm gonna do soon, and that is the only time you require to show an ID. For example, in India, I remember when I was flying from actually Kolkata to Jaipur, because that was the connection which I had. They check my ID at the check-in counter, they check my ID at the security, they check my ID at the boarding, like the check-in counter, when you board for the plane, and then there was the constable would check my ID before entering the gate of the flight, and that is extremely irritating, and I despise that very much. Here only one person checks your ID, and that are the two people who are sitting right before the security check. They have this scanner thing which checks off the validity, if the ID is valid or not, but that's it. That's the only time you have to take out your ID, and that makes my life so much easier. I don't have to take my passport out again and again. Alright, I finished security pretty easy. There's not a lot of people, so it took me a lot less time as I was assuming. The Chicago airports are much busier than this one, and that is the one which takes up a lot of time. All I have to do is go to the gate now. That's it. It took me literally like 7 minutes to finish off. The reason why it takes me a lot of time is because I have tons of stuff, like tons of tech which I usually carry with me. Alright, so now comparing the security, the security as compared to India or as compared to even Dubai, when I'm transiting from India to Dubai and Dubai to the US, the security is extremely smooth. I don't know why they have made this whole thing about the TSA that they always pat you down. They've never patted me down. They've never like, it's pretty easy. Take out all the things which you have, remove your jacket, remove your shoes, and remove your belt. That's the thing. That's a different thing. Like in India, you don't have to remove your shoes. If they need you to remove your shoes, they'll ask you. But here it is not like that. And apparently the TSA is not the police. TSA is this individual authority which handles the airport security. They are not the cops. So there's a differentiation there. They're not the cops, but just take off all the stuff you have, remove water if you have it. Alright, let's go to the gate. Alright, so what do you see behind me there? That's an actual boarding gate, and you can board your flight there. Do you see that? That's where the flight is parked, and you go through this tunnel kind of thing, and then you board the flight there. Now my gate is number 7. I'm at the gate 8 because this was much more empty. But the funny thing here is that, do you see my carry-on? Well, I can check this carry-on as well at the counter. The reason being, I have a connecting flight from Chicago to the end destination, and I can just check this in, and I don't have to worry it and carry with me and get off Chicago and board another flight. So they do this, that you can complimentary check in your carry-on, which makes your life easier, which I think is great. And also a lot of people travel with just carry-on, so there's not enough space in the overhead compartments. That is why they have this feature. A little bit sleepy because I slept like 4 hours last night. I'm not even gonna complain anymore now.
Cigarettes?
Nope.
Okay. Any batteries attached?
That'll be perfect. Thank you.
Sir, keep your bag with you. Leave it at the end.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry. Got the bag checked in. Leaving it at the gate. Alright, now I'm at the Chicago airport, and Chicago is a big hub for the flights in the US. It's like one of the biggest airports out here, and that's why there are just a lot of flights which are going in and out every day. So right now I'm on the gate G, and I have to go to the gate K, and all these gates, like literally all these G gates, are American Airlines. So the different terminals, which are like, there are 4 domestic terminal, 1 international terminal, that is the terminal 5. So the domestic terminals have different flight zones distributed to them. So even as we landed, it took us around 15 minutes of taxi time to get to the gate which we were boarding off from. Now, this is the reason why when you're coming down to Chicago, or when you're flying out from Chicago, you should always have much more buffer time than you expect it'll take. So I have to find gate K, and I'm going for that. So I'm not sure if you can see that, but these all of these are American airline flights, all of these, and all of that is American airline as well. So American airline is like one of the biggest airlines out here, and I think Delta is one of the biggest ones as well. United is there. Southwest is smaller. We flew out of Spirit while we were going to Chicago, while we were going to Florida, and that is big as well. And it's pretty crazy out here. Whenever I go to Chicago airport, it feels like I'm at a railway station. Somebody's running all the time. Somebody is catching their flights and getting to it. So apparently my gate was changed from K1 to H1, and I did not check it, and I just refreshed the app and it showed up. Good that I have the time, so I'm going to the gate H2, H1 now. Thank you. So, did you just notice that I came out of the same door that people are getting in? And this is a bit different from India as well. Not all airports have this, but a lot of airports have different exits and different entryways. So, yeah, it's a bit different here than what we have. So, you get off the same gate as what you have entered. That's where I have to pick up my checked in carry-on from. But I met the nicest lady in this flight. Her name was Judy, and she wanted to sit on the aisle seat. I always sit on the aisle seat just because I have like longer legs. But she wanted to switch seats with me, so I was like, okay, I'll sit in the middle. I don't have a big issue with that. And then she, like, I think she thanked me 6 times for it, and she also paid for my meal. Luckily, when I was like, can I order the sandwich, and there was no sandwich, so I ordered the chips. And then she's like, yeah, I'd like to pay for the chips he's ordering because he switched seats with me. But then the air hostess was so nice that since I switched seats with an old lady, she was like, okay, I'm putting it on the house, don't worry about it. And then again at the end she said thank you to me. It's like just such so nice people sometimes.